Please welcome Tom Hibbard.
I got off at the wrong exit coming down from Wisconsin and drove all up and down Milwaukee Avenue looking for the place. So I'm a little kind of turned around here. But and also I just printed these poems before I left, and some of them are going to turn out to be a little bit unfinished. Please forgive a few bad lines, wrong words, and that sort of thing. I'm kind of pleased with them. They're from a new collection. That I don't know if I should even mention what it's tentatively titled, but as I say, I kind of like them. They're about Wisconsin, is what I guess I'm trying to say. They about the way things are going to the north here, sort of in the rural areas, and how things are changing up there, or not changing, but getting bad. How they're what's happening there. You know, actually, I could probably explain it a lot better than reading these poems, but it's about false value. It's about, you know, housing developments replacing farmlands, and what kind of mentality, trying to examine that mentality. Again, these are kind of disordered here too. So, first one, let's try the honor of man, and it has an epigraph from Foucault. It was always a question of nothingness and night. Who walks the parks after dark? Whose voice is silence, carrying the disgrace in advance? What custard stands haunt the abyss? Not of emptiness, but of clutter. Not of utopia, but of existence. Encouraging you in your pursuit of happiness. Encouraging you in your search for peace. Listen to the cries of the ruined future that parasites have already claimed for themselves. All the honor of mankind sacrificed to extraneous worlds, limitless in their valid self-negation, creating a powerless God out of cruel refusal. A box of cornflakes forms the reason. Am I abandoning a sinking ship or one that is unsinkable? Here's another one, kind of, again, these are all the sort of the same thing loosely. This one's called Chosen, and it has the inscription from myself of, to choose is to be chosen. Leading the charge up into the air, whose side are you on? An unredeemable wives' tale from the cradle, killed on the day you were born, in the airtight Egypt of your buried ancestors, racing to fill the void, passed out on shining mountains. You have no idea who's behind you. They say you should decide for yourself. Don't you know what you want? A shark in the bird bath, a great bear endlessly swimming without a shore. So you throw yourself at a good cause, and death is only an excuse for avoiding the problem. It's Jerusalem once more, the wasted and massacred years. A car alarm sounding for 2 weeks becomes a sign that nothing's wrong. At the communal checkpoints of crime and love, lost and alone, you despise yourself and happy endings. Okay, here's one that actually got published in a very good magazine, an online magazine called Jack, and it's the last issue of Jack. But unfortunately, the editor is going to continue with some other things, so that's good news. This one is called The Valley of Man. Don't forget about Qumran, the little town on the hill. The Sudsy River where I overslept. One day it's jars of clay, another day it's a song. During the interim, imprinted in mud, founded on a nasal curse. Playing a game of leapfrog with papyrus butterflies. where the salt bones of genius were discovered. Beyond the walls of the world, from this mountain you are able to see yourself in the mirror. No one hiding from what they are, or stealing the love letters of the didasticos. The dinner table inside the tent at night, its peaceful lamp flickering, appears like continents etched into copper. We haven't seen you in a while, on Belson Avenue, like the hometown streets falling into scary little pits that intensify the negation of themselves, with names like Meadow Lake Estates. We heard about you telling the girl in the white skates never to come near you. Here's one. Let me just read another one kind of along those lines. The Secret of the Morning Mist. The hectic years fly past without listening, searching for an incurable disease for the planet's approval, trying with all their might never to have anything to do with what they are, separating themselves from it. The secret council running away from you doesn't know it is running toward you. Your lies led nations into space, demonstrating an insurmountable inanity, enclosed behind barriers no one understands, sacred truths and yet no one has heard. Only the stars in the night sky know your real identity, recognizing your mortal flaws as virtues. Only the morning mists explain why you are always alone weeping, for your love resignedly remaining motionless in her tomb. Here's one that is about the oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. And it has an inscription from Horace Gregory. It's called Deep Current. And it has an inscription from Horace Gregory saying, "Then you think of heaven where there's peace, away from here, and you'd go someplace unreal where everybody goes, set up in the air, safe, a room in a hotel." And the poem is shooting off from familiar paths like a rock in the beginning of time. The school bus is a piece of a far-off incident, invariably comprised of only a few wavelengths. It doesn't have anything to say, or doesn't know how to say it, like Jonah after his heart was broken, strolling along a murky Paris cave. He wanted to be mayor of a Midwestern town, living forever without requirements, other than the implements arranged in his garage. But he went in the wrong direction, mistaking freedom for slavery, which is to escape concern for the problems around you. Disaster begins only within, as money dwindles in a bank, with nothing to put in place in case of emergency. A system lying fallen into its bones. A severed pipe leaking into miles of nowhere. The red bottom of the Gulf of Mexico, precisely where you want it to go. The wordless globules told ever surface word, and no one is interested in how to stop them.